And here we go once again, fight fans. This bout scheduled for 3 rounds in the bantamweight division. Our final Facebook match of the preliminaries. We move on next to MMAJunkie.com. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist standing 5 feet 6 inches tall. He weighed an officially 135 3/4 pounds and brings a professional record that stands 10 victories and just 2 defeats. Fighting out of Portsmouth, England, representing the UK, here is James Brum! And next his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, also a mixed martial artist. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. Official weight 135 1/2 pounds. An 11-fight veteran, he brings 8 victories and 3 defeats into the cage. Fighting out of Marseille, France, here is Moktar Benkaci. Referee in charge of the action, Rich Mitchell.
Rich, no nonsense. Mitchell is the 3rd man in the cage for this bantamweight challenge. We have James Brum in the blue with Moktar Benkaci in the black.
You ready? You ready?
The fighters are ready and we are underway. I love the bantamweight division, Josh. So much action and it's so very stacked at Cage Warriors.
So dynamic, so fast. These lighter weight guys really never seem to run out of steam, and they have such athleticism and power to weight ratio in this weight class that it always makes for exciting fights. Brum searching early for some of those leg kicks. We know he likes to stack up on his opponents.
Yes, we saw a few more dimensions to James Brum's game when he fought James Saville. He's a very dynamic fighter in all ranges.
Yeah, what a fight that was. A real interesting battle for the fans there that evening.
We can hear the voice of Jedi Brian Adams, the coach of Gym 01, a team that's becoming synonymous with Cage Warriors, that and SBG. They've got a lot of guys on the roster. Just goes to show the very high level of competition and training that those guys are going through day after day.
Well, Brum just with a bit of an early start here. He's the one throwing the searching strikes at the moment. Not too much coming from Moktar Benkaci as I say that. Huge overhand right. Yeah. Attempted but missed.
Benkaci throws from the hip. And a nice entry by James Brum. He's a physical specimen. He works very, very hard on his strength and his conditioning.
Yeah, it was well in on the hips from James Brum, but Benkaci was able to get that right underhook in and really start levering James Brum back up towards the upper body.
Brum is a real character. Came to mixed martial arts from professional wrestling, but wanted the real deal. Nice knees to the meat of the thigh by Brum. Anyone who's used to training will know that that's not just for action's sake. They genuinely do hurt and they reduce your ability to use your legs.
Benkaci doing his best to try and reverse the position here and be the aggressor, but James Brum doing a good job of reasserting his dominant position up against the cage here. Benkaci's got that very strong left whizzer, but not able to do too much else with it at this stage.
Good pummel there from James Brum. Asserts himself against the fence. This looks to be a pretty grueling battle, Josh, with these two fighters struggling a little bit to make the weight. Took a couple of attempts.
Oh, these long periods of protracted wrestling like this are going to be so draining to them, and this is right at the start of the fight. They're really going to have to dig deep if we go into the later rounds here, but still fairly even at this stage up against the cage.
You can see just how much force Benkaci is using as his muscles shake. But a moment where they break apart, but no let up by Brum. Straight in with the kicks.
Yeah, mixing the kicks up, 100% sweep. Going to be attempted by Benkaci here, really trying to lever over James Brum's shoulder, but Brum doing a good job of shipping over. He's going to try and get a single leg here. Switching back for the double. That one underhook that Benkaci has is going to be putting so much pressure on keeping James Brum's body weight up.
Some very good cornering by Bryan Adams. You can really hear his voice echoing across the cage. And Brum is listening very well indeed, switching up the different takedown attempts.
Well, a bit of space, and Benkaci able to get double underhooks and shovel Brum back up to the feet. Straight back to the centre of the cage he is, though, and oh, big shots. Benkaci thinking he may have had the fight won there for a second. Flying kick in.
Benkaci caught Brum on the back of the ear. It can daze you. These leg kicks are a big part of James Brum's game.
Yeah, he's got to be careful to keep his guard in place when he throws them, because otherwise those straight counter punches are going to be coming right back down the pipe at him. And Benkaci looking to take the back here. Schoolboy headlock from Brum.
Always
Kimura defense possibly. If he can sneak the grip in. He's going to try and scrape Benkaci off the cage here, if he can.
Benkaci working diligently to get this to the mat. He's only got 10 seconds to work, however. And Brum is replying with some elbows and body shots. That's the end of round one.
Well, Moktar Benkaci starting to get a little bit of position towards the end of that first round, but I think just for consistent pressure, James Brum having the best of it up against the cage here in the first.
So there's a big overhand right attempt from Benkaci. Here was some of those knees to the thighs. Now we see Brum, as soon as he linked his hands, he had more power and thrusted his shoulder through to pin Benkaci against the fence. And that was the kick, the punch, followed by the kick that Benkaci thought he had. Yeah. Brum on the run.
As you said, John, it sort of landed just behind the ear. Didn't look to be a clean strike at all. A bit more of a grazing punch, not worrying James Brum too much, I'd have thought.
Yeah, it's lucky for Brum.
Out, 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 out. Out, 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 out.
Rich Mitchell, not called no nonsense for nothing. Delaying the start of round two.
Stay there.
Some surplus moisture on the apron. We're just about set for round two.
Go.
What have these two warriors got in store for us? If you can cast your mind back, Josh, to that Contico, and when James Brum just leg kicked him throughout, the legs were black.
And that is the first leg kick we've seen land successfully. Huge single leg pickup
but his
from
left
James Brum. Yeah, neck a little vulnerable here. He doesn't have... Oh, I couldn't quite see what was going on with the posture at that stage, but huge single leg pickup from James Brum.
Good over control there from Benkaci to stop Brum from getting posture.
Yeah, getting that right knee into Chris. He's looking for a leg here, though. And he's reaping the knee, looking for the heel hook. See him try and pinch his knees together here.
Yeah, he might go for a straight calf crush or Achilles lock, but he's twisting on that.
Oh, the heel hook.
That makes it really... That's just
a horrible position. This is a considerably worse position for James Brum here. There's going to be a bend in the leg, and good use of the leg lock, threatening to earn the sweep and get the top position. Something we see so much in modern grappling now is the leg lock to sweep and get on top. And that's what Benkaci's done here in this second round.
So Benkaci looking good in the opening seconds of this second round. Now that was not a legal strike. James Brum was considered to be a grounded opponent. He had more than the soles of his feet in contact with the cage floor. And he ate a shin for his troubles.
Just a warning for Benkaci at this stage.
A cry of let's do it from James Brum. Brum going high. Oh, and James Brum has got a big cut on his forehead.
Yeah, possibly from that shin, I would venture. Wow, Benkaci just...
Oh, and a good spinning elbow to improvise from Brum.
Good body kick from Brum, starting to get really scrappy here. Something's happened to really light a fire under James Brum.
Good right hand, Josh. Clip Benkaci. He ate it well.
Again, searching high, going low. He's got to be careful he doesn't get his back taken here. He's got to get that right arm back around the body. There we go. He's managed to pull guard off it, but a lot of blood coming from the head of James Brum now.
Yeah, and Benkaci spurred on by it, forcing some pressure. Looking to break away, interestingly, Josh.
Yeah, very interesting decision from Benkaci. Clearly, when they engage, he has a bit more pep about him.
I'm not sure if that was a setup from Brum or whether he's slipped a couple of times. He's kind of gone for a right hook to the body, and maybe he's looking to underhook on the left side.
It looks as though he's going to change level, but he's falling a little short on these last two attempts. Very strange turns in the end of this second round.
Well, we've got 1:50 left. And the Gym 01 corner are asking for a takedown.
Oh, huge elbows coming in for Benkaci, immediately forcing James Brum into action.
Lots of competition ahead for these guys within the ranks of Cage Warriors. Owen Roddy, Wilson Heiss, Olivier Pastor, Liam James, all waiting. If these guys are able to be successful tonight and kick on. Well, Benkaci's caught Brum once again as he tries to come in. And an uppercut as he was circling and weaving his way to a left hook.
I think perhaps James Brum's starting to become a little predictable with some of these entries. Benkaci appears to be getting his counter timing down very well.
This wasn't in the script for the Gym 01 monster. We are now inside the last minute of round two, as Brum is looking for the power shots.
Good chin grip for Benkaci in defence there. Able to land a good couple of knees off it.
Yeah, you can see that Brum is winding everything up now, and he is telegraphing some of these strikes. Calls of not to get lazy from the corner.
Oh, Benkaci, a bit of gamesmanship coming in.
Brum is starting to feint a little bit too much within range for my liking. He's got to be careful. Oh, that was a good left hand there by Brum.
Yeah, but he's eating that right uppercut every time he comes in for it.
Yes, as he misses, he's well within range. And some work here by the cutman.
I wonder if we've got a replay for what caused this cut, because the blood accumulated very suddenly and it really changed the entire dynamic of this fight.
So I think this is the moment when...
Big single leg pickup from Brum, just...
Yeah, big high C.
Not able to control the downward trajectory and getting a bit off base. Good heel hook attempt here. You can see the bend in the knee is when there's the most danger, as soon as Brum was able to straighten it out and put weight on it.
And here it is. So the hand
that's no doubt where the cut must have come from.
It was very close indeed, Josh, actually, with the... to not being a grounded opponent. Some more elbows to the head and the dome of James Brum, which has been in better condition as we go into the third round. So can we see Brum nail and stick Benkaci with lots of movement and high intensity, or will Benkaci counter punch and maybe catch Brum with one of those very dangerous submissions that we know he's capable of?
Well, Brum's wasting no time now. It could well be one round all here. So everything to play for both fighters.
Yes, we can see Benkaci's actually switching up his stance, which may suggest that lead left has has taken a bit of punishment. A lot of searching shots from Brum. Benkaci is not really starting too many attacks, opting more to counterpunch, learning to check the kicks as well. Oh, that was a big body shot. It was taken on the arm by Benkaci.
Yeah, a lot of these shots getting blocked, but that force is still getting through to the targets, and it's still going to cause some peripheral damage.
And interruption to rhythm as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, disrupting an opponent's breathing is a huge part of your endeavor here.
Yeah, another leg kick got through. I'm not sure they're going to be game finishes though, Josh.
No, I don't think we're too likely to see a finish at this pace. Both guys are throwing the same kind of things at the same kind of pace.
Brum is cutting off the angles. As soon as Benkaci comes towards him, he's throwing those leg kicks. To really know about the leg kicks, I'm sure he was watching Jose Aldo very closely on his trip to Brazil.
I mean, Benkaci's checking a lot of those leg kicks that are coming in now, and he really is starting to have a lot of success with the hands.
Yeah, as soon as he sees that come through, he's doing exactly the right thing. Coming back with a couple of punches. He's actually starting with the left and then the right. I'd like to see him come full throttle with the right and see if he can land it on Brum. That's better. Good slip though from Brum. Still keeping up the head movements. The face of Brum is a bloodied mess. I think he's quite fortunate that cut is between the line of the eyes and is dripping down across his nose rather than into his eye sockets.
Yeah, it's a very clean way of being that messy, if that makes a lot of sense. But Benkaci's really starting to try and goad Brum, and everything he's doing.
Yeah, well, that works. This is the first time in the round, Josh, that Brum's been backed up.
Benkaci, as I say, is just doing everything. He's counter-striking, counter-punching. He's letting Brum be the first to try and get off, and he's getting his own licks in the process, and it's really starting
Brum
to...
with that right hand.
Yeah, I think Benkaci
Brum is going back against the fence. He's hurt.
Benkaci has a huge second wind here. Just got to be careful with those target areas for those elbows. Kimura.
And also the way in which they're thrown, Josh. The 12-6 is not permitted.
Oh, good takedown defense from Benkaci, and immediately pressing back forwards. Bit of disrespect here, though.
Yeah, showing his back. I mean, it's a bit arrogant, especially in such a close encounter. Maybe he is trying to lure Brum in, and again, that uppercut seems to have found a home. So Benkaci starting to find his range with the counter shots. Bryan Adams calling for a fourth win from James Brum. He's going to need to do some impressive stuff.
Benkaci with some gamesmanship of his own now. He's really taking this to another level now, sticking his chin out. Last time we saw that happen, John Phillips took a nice square kick from Chris Fields.
It's not endearing the crowd. The crowd are really asking for Brum to stick it to him. Put one right on the kisser. We need some comedy this evening, and that could be just the ticket.
It's an ugly game plan from Moktar Benkaci, but it's been very effective here in this third round. He's really landed most of the meaningful strikes here.
Well, I have to say, Josh, I don't think Brum knows what to do when Benkaci does that. He slowed up as soon as Benkaci was goading him and things of that nature. Brum just kind of stood there opposite him, didn't fire off, knowing that Benkaci was trying to counter-punch.
It's really a close fight for the judges here. That second round is going to be a real
and then some of that
point.
Pro wrestling history in the making there from James Brum, and some of the stuff from earlier. Feints in kind of left, right, in both kicking and punching. Getting through, but it was counter-punch, very effective counter-punching from Benkaci. Very even. Both guys had a lot of success. Nothing truly clean or that clinical, obviously.
I think the most significant factor was that shin kick to the face of James Brum. Was it legal? Wasn't it? Caused the cut. And really, from that point on, the entire dynamic and character of the fight was very different. Benkaci started goading James Brum, and really, I think, as you say, James Brum wasn't necessarily sure what to do at that stage.
Well, here's the question, Josh. Did James Brum get the job done? And we don't have to wait very much longer, as that is the figure of our MC. Joe Martinez, let's hand it back to the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the scorecards, and here are the judges' totals. Judge Andy Sledge has it 30-28. Judges Oglesby and Cartledge 29-28. Your winner by unanimous decision, James Brum!
So James Brum remains perfect in Cage Warriors competition, stretching to 4-0, and he will be looking at the likes of Olivier Pastor and Liam James and some of the other big names, the European level guys that we have here in the bantamweight division. Unlucky to Benkaci, who put together a very nice performance, but James Brum did indeed get the job done.